Oh, duh. Help.
What do we do now to tie my train to the barge?
Mademoiselle Tak, Lokoko Mitchen.
What did your husband say?
You attach chain to train and chain to train with barge.
Hop, catch it up.
Huh. This is what we need the hook for.
If that's going to work, it looks like something's missing.
Okay. We need to attach the hook now. There we go. And it lines up just perfectly. Continue on down. Really do wonder what happened to this town here. And it's lying in ruins. Is that Pons now?
Hello, Kate Walker here.
Miss Walker, this is Professor Pons. I'm about to start my lecture on the Yukos at any moment. Please make haste to come.
Okay,
You couldn't
I'll give
have
it my
told
best.
us that like
Excellent.
a couple
We'll be in
screens
the main
earlier.
lecture hall. See you soon.
Because now we have to backtrack all the way back to the university. Seriously, come on. Would have been nice to know right at this screen. Actually, preferably when we were still in the university, but that's neither here nor there. Okay, we want to go this way. Very imposing architecture here. Okay, we want the main lecture hall. That's what's up here behind the mammoth skeleton.
Ah, there you are, Miss Walker. Good, good. Take a seat.
Only two
quickly.
other people,
I'm
and one of
impatient
them's
to start my
asleep?
lesson.
Talk about a bad lecture. Okay, there's three others.
My young friends, a very exciting discovery, unimaginable up until only a few hours ago, has come into my hands and has finally allowed me to complete my study on the mysterious Yukol people. Lights, please. The Yukols are a people from the far north about whom very little is known. They live far away, very far away, on the frozen borders of Syberia. This distance and the climatic conditions of the region, which are unfavorable to human existence, have limited the size of the Yukon population and kept it out of reach of the scientific world. The handful of slides that follow are actually the only documentation we have in our possession. It was a Russian explorer who made these drawings and took these photographs 100 or so years ago. Today, we owe what we know about the Yukon people and their culture to him. We know that the origins of the Yukons date back to the last ice age. Curiously, evidence of their presence has been found in Western Europe, and more precisely in the prehistoric caves at the heart of the Alps. This people, it seems, undertook a long migration over centuries towards the far north of the globe. The reasons for this migration are due to the importance of the mammoth in their craft, trade, and culture. They used them for transportation and as beasts of burden. The mammoth brought them meat, skins, fat, and ivory. Man and animal lived in symbiosis. There's no doubt about it. Mammoths started to drift away from the region due to changing climatic conditions, and the Yukos followed them to the north, to the edges of Syberia. Prehistoric cave drawings, identified as Yuko in origin, first led me to the extraordinary hypothesis that the Yukos had managed to domesticate the mammoth. They are, to the best of our knowledge, the only prehistoric people to represent a man riding a mammoth. Today, because of this genuine mammoth skin effigy, identified by myself as an authentic Neolithic object, I can confirm this hypothesis. Yukon forebears managed to tame mammoths.
You know, a doll's not exactly proof.
Little imagination. He draws
I mean, you'll see statues of dragons all over the place, and there's no proof that they ever actually existed.
This object is actually a children's toy. As we have seen, Yukon existence was inextricably linked to that of the mammoth. They used its skin for clothing and to make the roofs and walls of their houses. They used the tusks to build the frameworks of their homes, as well as weapons, tools, and jewelry. Curiously, the disappearance of the mammoth 12,000 years ago
Around
had no
10,000 BC.
immediate effect on the Yukon's way of life. It seemed that for a long time after, the people maintained their strong bond with the mammoth through the centuries. As incredible as it may seem, the Yukon people have continued right up until the start of this century to feed themselves on mammoth meat and to use the skin for clothing and shelter. The ivory craftwork industry is still flourishing. It would appear that to preserve ancestral customs, the Yukons learned how to exploit through the centuries the large number of frozen mammoth carcasses that were perfectly preserved in the ice of the Siberian tundra.
That's one theory.
They have been able to live mainly off this enormous freezer stock for almost 30 centuries. As plausible as this explanation may seem, it seems it is not enough for the scientific community who, I will confess, is greatly perplexed by the question. In the absence of acceptable scientific evidence, we have to make do with Yukon shaman artifacts. The research department that I have the honor to represent today lends no credence to the myths and legends that these tribal charlatans peddle. We have to take their stories at face value, mere tales to while away the long Siberian winter. The legend of the Siberian ice ark is a very good example, and you are invited to find out for yourselves from the pamphlet that I had passed around to you. This legend would have us believe that today, somewhere on a lost island to the north of Syberia, there are living mammoths still in existence, a sort of hangover from the Ice Age. This
Possible.
herd
Entirely
has been
unlikely, but
miraculously
possible.
preserved for more than 120 centuries by the Yukons.
Oh, what was it? 10 years ago, they found a fish in the Pacific that...
is called
Yeah,
Syberia.
the Pacific or the Korean, I think.
My friends,
Maybe it was the
I
Indian
advise
Ocean, I
you
don't
to
remember.
resist the
But it was said to have been
temptation
extinct
you
for
may have
thousands
to
of
use
years.
fish and fish. The island of Syberia is not charted on any map, and the idea that mammoths have survived to the 21st century is an idle scientist's pipe dream. The Yukos were sadly among the first victims of the colonization of continental Siberia led by the Russians in the 20th century. The Kolkhoz and Sovkhoz systems as well as the exploitation, disdain, and humiliation people had to suffer, marked a definitive break in the Yuko's traditional lifestyle. Since the collapse of the communist regime, the Yuko population finds itself confronted with the same political and social upheavals that other Siberian communities are experiencing. There are two consequences to arise from this. Some Yukos have lost their tribal identity and have integrated into the Russian population. Others, however, have sought long and hard to re-establish links with their ancestral culture that was lost under the Soviet regime. Now, at the start of the 21st century, the last true surviving Yukos have gone to live on the vast territories of their ancestors. Nobody knows today where they live or how they survive. Their very existence would be a matter for speculation if they did not turn up periodically at the tundra's most isolated fur trading posts to exchange mammoth tusks for essential items. There ends my lecture for today. Thank you for being among us today, Miss Walker. Please make your way to the laboratory where you will find your mammoth doll. There are also photocopies of my lectures should you so require them.
I wonder, can we go through this door now?
No point.
Nope.
It's locked.
Okay, back to the laboratory then. The laboratory. Eh, it's not as good as... Ah, damn it. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Anyways, as I was saying, it's not as good as Dexter's laboratory. I really gotta stop doing that though. It's driving me crazy. It's probably driving you guys crazy. That's 3 times in one recording session. Okay, one more screen and we'll be at the entrance to the laboratory. Where is it here?
Professor, it's me. I've come to pick up the mammoth doll.
The doll is waiting for you there,
Oh, there
Miss
it is.
Walker. Please take good care of it.
Don't worry. I'm beginning to get quite attached to it myself. Can I trouble you just a little longer?
No, not
With
at all.
pleasure, Kate. I'm all ears.
That's nice, but I don't want to talk
I'll
to you.
leave you in...
Sorry?
That's what I want.